Hi everybody, Mr. E from Art with Mr. E, and today we are looking at Crafter Squares Oil Pastels. Now this is the first time that I have seen them in my local Dollar Tree. You may have seen them before, but in our area we haven't seen them being carried. It's a pack of 12 for $1.25. It's not bad, really. It'll be interesting to see what the quality is. Now I already tried to open it from the top and couldn't. Might just be my big old fingers, I don't know. But the bottom is easier to open. So if you get them, you might want to open them that way as well. Pull the tray out. Well, not all, but most oil pastels come in a tray that keeps them from moving around a lot. Now, one of the cool things about this tray is it lists its colors. I think that's really neat. I don't think most of the oil pastels I buy for school have the colors listed like that. Now, if you're really hyper organized, maybe you keep them that way. But at school, yeah, that's not going to happen. Now, I will tell you that I already have taken them out and I sniff them. I smell my art supplies. I know, it's weird, but I think a lot of art teachers do that. It has a weird oil smell to it. I know they're oil pastels, but it almost smells like a cooking oil kind of a smell. Interesting, eh? So I thought I would just do a simple leaf. I'm going to pull out the dark green. Now this is a watercolor paper. It has a little bit of a texture tooth to it. Oh, now this, okay, so this said it was dark green, but this is more like, kind of like a phthalo green. Do you know what phthalo green is? I used to really have an aversion to it, because it just looks so fake to me. Looked alienish. Didn't look like a natural kind of a green. So yeah, that says it's dark green. That's not dark green. It's a pretty color. It is a pretty color, but it's not dark green. So this is their light green, which it's definitely a yellow green for sure. All right. I'm going to try to blend the colors together in the middle. It looks like a dark green there though, doesn't it? Interesting. Now I'm going to grab a tissue to kind of blend it. I don't know where you stand in regards to blending your oil pastels with paper. Sometimes I allow my students to do it and sometimes I don't, it just depends. Now, because this paper does have a tooth to it, it's textured. Yeah, it's not moving a lot. There's definitely some color transfer over to the paper, but it doesn't look like a lot of transfer there. Let's get yellow and see how yellow blends into the yellow green. Yeah, it is. The color mix is not bad there. I'm going to switch over to a paper that is not textured, that has a very smooth surface. Just one of my other sketchbooks. Let's try this out. I'm going to get, let's be wild and crazy. I'm going to get the blue out. I'm just going to make a circle. This is a beautiful blue. It kind of looks like cerulean from a box of Crayola. This leans towards that cerulean kind of vibe. And we'll get yellow and see how the mix is. Now, one of the things I love about oil pastels is that they mix really well, better than crayons mix. Crayons, however you say it. Yeah, this, I'm not having good vibes about this at all. This is very thick, waxy. It's performing more like a crown than it is an oil pastel, which is very disappointing. I was hoping I found a product that I could buy locally at my store instead of ordering through catalog. Because, oil pastels, they break easy. Certain colors get used up. And I was hoping I could just, run to my local dollar store and get some oil pastels. Because, for $1.25, for 12 colors. And these are, if you ever use Craypaw, I love Craypaw's colors. They go on really nicely, but they are a little bit thin and soft. And this is a little thicker, and it feels sturdy. But that sturdiness seems to be reflected in it's not wanting to mix. And look at this white. Do you see this? It doesn't really, I don't know. It looks white against my skin, but it looks more of a gray. Oh, yeah, look. Oh, that is. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I'm going over the black and pulling it beyond the black. Now, normally, if you're using Craypaw, if you're using Crayola, if you're using Portfolio Series, with oil pastels, it would drag the color with it down, and you would see that blend. Like you would see a gray happen right there. This is not doing that. It feels very waxy, like crowns would. So, I want to say this is a no-go, guys. Oh, that makes me sad. I was really hoping for something awesome. Because I was just like, oh, that's such a good price. They're a good size. Good for little hands. They're sturdier than Craypaws. But this is really not doing what oil pastels should do. Okay, look, I'm going over top of where I just colored. Do you see where I colored with white and the brown is like just kind of glazing over the surface? It's not blending. Oil pastels should blend. This is not blending. This is just barely going over the top. And it's darker where I did not use the white. That is, you can see, right there is where I used the white. Interesting, huh? Well, now we know. If you go to Dollar Tree, I would not advise getting the oil pastels if you are wanting them to be oil pastel-ish. Now, the colors they're pretty. It would work like a crayon, I think, if that's what you want. But it is not going to work like an oil pastel. There is something about their formulation where they are too solid. And you're just not going to get those blends like you should get with oil pastel. And when you use something that says oil pastel, you do not expect it to work like a box of Crayolas or something. I honestly feel like I could get better blends out of Crayola brand crayons than I would Crafter Square oil pastels. So now you know, if you see them when you go, you might not want to get them. Sorry, Crafter Square. Love you for so much more, but this is not the best product. All right. Bye, y'all.